You ready?
Yeah, I'm scared. Hey, boysies. You're acting like I haven't fed you. I fed you.
We want to get these guys out into the paddock, but they've never seen an electric fence before. So the mission for today is to painstakingly put a fence into this gravel around their pen, open up the door so that they can come out of their pen, have a bit more room, and also learn what the electric fence is all about, so that when we move them up the hill, they're not gonna just start charging it pretty much. We've been waiting for a fence for ages. We were trying to get a lamb fence because the holes are larger, but we were waiting weeks and weeks, and these guys need to get out, so we ended up just getting the poultry net, which we'll have a use in the future for anyway. Like we're always gonna buy one, but just make do with what you've got, really.
Change is coming. You don't even know how happy you're about to be. So the other day we discovered that these pigs had lice on them, which isn't ideal, but like with anything in nature, everything has its life cycle, including parasites like lice, ticks, and mites. Luckily, it was just lice, and it was something that we could see and therefore get on top of as soon as we could. We think that because of all of the rains we've had and the damp conditions that rain does cause, that attracted the lice to come into their pen, whether it came from the straw that we had as their bedding or naturally in the environment, we're not sure. But either way, we acted as quick as we could, as soon as we could. So we made sure to add some more dry wood chips and bedding into their little pen here. We're also finally getting our netting and our fence up, which has finally arrived, which is amazing. So Sam has been putting that up right here, right now. Now, where Sam currently is setting up the fence is not where we want to keep them for long term, not even for the short term. This is just a way for us to be able to test out the fence and make sure that they're getting trained to the electricity being a barrier, making sure that they stay within the fence rather than leaving it in a place where we can keep our eye on it, be more in control, and have them closer to the pen, so that if anything goes wrong, if things don't work out and they don't get the idea that electricity is there to keep them contained in an area that's safe for them. So if things don't work out, we still have their pen right here and we'll be able to use the bucket to get them back in. That's the idea, that's the plan. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well. Otherwise, you're about to see what happens. Last corner, it's almost time. These guys are so playful at the moment. The two things that we wanted to do to naturally start to get on top of these lice is we put some DE, which is what's it called? Diatomaceous earth? Diatomaceous earth, which essentially is just fossils and rocks. It's a natural material that has been ground down into a white powder. And so all we had to do with that was put it over their back, from their neck down to their tail, around their jowls or their neck, and in any crevices that we could. And Sam did that, and it was a little bit tricky, but we got it done. The last thing that we've put into place is I've been spraying them with a bit of apple cider vinegar in the mornings, just to help soothe their skin and to control the itching as well. What are you doing now?
I am putting a post to the ground so we can electrify the fence.
So it's time?
Well, we got to electrify the fence first, and then we're going to test the fence.
It's almost time.
That's so much easier. I used to do that with a sledgehammer. Not fun.
That's a Christmas.
Yeah, electricity Christmas. We picked this system, specifically the electric fence, because we want to be able to move the pigs. If they get too comfortable in one spot, they'll just keep digging the ground up, they'll be looking for things to do. And this way we can keep them moving and keep them interested, and it also means that they're not overstaying their welcome in the paddock. Like, this is the Australian environment, so the soils can't handle too much of an animal. It's not like Europe. Alright, so the fence is on, so we're stuck in here as well. this is going to train them to the electric fence, and then the next thing we're going to do is put them out in the paddock with the roof of the pen. So we're going to take that off, and then perpetually that's where they'll live. Hopefully the pigs figure out the fence and they don't freak out and start charging it or anything like that. In which
Are
case,
we safe in here?
Yeah, we'll be fine there. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Oh, he's chewing on me. Come
Yeah,
on.
does that.
One thing I want to point out with the electric fence, which you might be wondering, is that how hard is it hitting them? It's not hitting them hard at all. It's hitting them enough to make them not want to challenge it. Like, I've been zapped by these fences many times, and it is just like a, it's just that jolt. Like, yeah, it's
just the shock of being like zapped.
Yeah, it's a very small, minute thing. Like, you can see they're not bothered by it. They're just like, it just catches them, and they don't want to be there. I'd rather be digging around here looking for it. See, they're already digging. They can't stay here very long.
Nope. Wow, they dig so well.
This was always going to be like really temporary. The purpose of this is for them to train on the fence. But like, this has been 30 seconds and this is not our yard. This is not our paddock. So I think we're going to probably leave them in here today, and then tomorrow we're putting them in the paddock.
But good job, boys. Good tilling. Just maybe not here. Did you do it? Can you get this? Yeah, get trained to eat the tea tree. There's lots for you to deal with.
So
Oh, look, he wants to help you. Oh, they're so cute. I can't even.
yeah.
Wow, look at their nose go.
Toby got lucky there. He got so lucky.
Feel like I'm done. It's good I'm noticing when they get frightened though, they're heading towards their shelter.
Yeah.
So that feels like a safe spot, which this was a great idea to have that still there.
Most people will put like one section of fence, like a gate or something like that, inside the pen with them. But because we started off with such a small pen, which was that size because they were meant to be tiny pigs in there, I just wasn't comfortable putting them, like, they didn't have enough space as it was, you know. This is ideal. They're learning, they've got a safe space. But there is something I do want to show you guys, which is really exciting. They've been in there for a couple of weeks, and they've just turned the wood chips and straw into just like matter, you know. Like, it's, once we take the roof off this and add water, it's just going to start composting, and then we've got, like, you can see up in that back corner, the wood chips are up to here. It's just, it's going to be the best soil, especially if we get the chooks in here too. Very exciting. This is why we've got pigs. So the benefit of having pigs in an area turning and digging like this is they aerate the soil and they turn the seed bank. So they essentially change the composition of what's going on in your pasture. It's essentially, they're doing the job of tilling like you see a farmer doing out in their paddock, but you don't have to physically do it. You don't have to get a tractor in. You don't have to dig it yourself. Like, you're making bacon while you're making your garden. That is a nice hot fence.
6.1.
Yeah, it only needs to be, it needs to be at least 4. The fence needs to be at least 4 to deter an animal for wanting to continually challenge it. But 6 is, you know, we don't want to go that much higher than 6.
It is evening feed time, so I'm going to turn that fence off, get in there, lock these guys up in their pen so it's easier to move them tomorrow, because these guys are not going to be out here for any longer than just their training. And I think they're pretty confident with the fact that this... All right, well, If they weren't confident before, then that definitely proves that these pigs are going to know that the fence means their barrier, something that they don't need to go through and they shouldn't go through, and they're safe where they are. I'm going to feed them, make sure they're comfy, they know they're safe, lock them up for the evening, and then that'll make it a lot easier for tomorrow when we move them out to the pasture. Pig, pig, pig. Pig, pig, pig. Come on, boysies. Pig, pig, pig. Actually, I wonder if these guys will follow me around this pen with the bucket. I'll set you guys up. They know the bucket means food. Pig, pig, pig. 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 Pig. Pig, pig, pig. Success! Happy pigs. So we left them out here on the gravel training with the fence for just an hour or two, and they've already been able to rip up several tea tree plants out of the ground. This is what we got them here to do. This is what pigs are made for. Rooting up weeds and things that you don't want around and preparing your garden bed. So they're going to be super useful, super helpful, and they're going to be happy too. I'm going to see these guys tomorrow, and you guys will just have to wait for the next episode. See you next time.